Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here. We've got a great show lined up. We'll get started first with weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 7 and 7. Folks, it's going to be another gorgeous day in paradise. This whole week has just been beautiful weather. And it looks like the same thing today. High 75, low 58. Water temperature dropped 1 degree to 64, but everything's really steady and really nice day to get outdoors. Take a look at our river readings. The big river, Apalachicola, Bluntstown, is level off. It's exactly level now. It's right at 5 foot. It's going into the weekend at a steady 5 foot if you plan to go out from Howard Creek there on Saturday morning. Now, the Choctawhatchee River, it has, this is a steady decline. It's just a real slow dropping, really good fishing when it's like this. It's at a 3.8 and just dropping out really slow, not a fast drop, so it looks good there. Let's take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Today is December the 4th, and their motto is when carrying counts. And we're looking at a low tide at 4:52 this morning, and a high tide at 7:07 tonight. Got about a 1.9 foot range. Good tides today and all the way through the weekend. We're going to have some good tidal flow. So there's no reason not to get out and really do some really good fishing. Or hunting season is here. So great time to get outdoors. All right. We also want a marine forecast could be coming out of east at about 5 to 10. Okay. About once a week we try to get a whole on the eastern end of a viewing area. Captain Blair Morgan's. Represent Blue Water Outriggers and always has some kind of outdoor report. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston. How's everybody?
Hey, we're doing good, buddy. First of all, let's talk real quick about football. The Port St. Joe Sharks headed to the state championship.
Yeah, we're getting ready to leave here in a few minutes, heading south towards Orlando. And the St. Joe, they've looked good. We play tomorrow night, so the team leaves here this morning about 8 o'clock, and we're looking forward to a good game.
Well, I know you followed them for years. You go to all the ball games, and I know everybody in the community probably rolling up the sidewalks and headed down that way.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'd like to say that St. Joe's got a charter bus that's going to leave Friday morning from the school, and anybody can go on it, and they're coming back after the ball game. So
yeah, that's
if
cool.
anybody wants to ride down to the game and come back that night, it'd be a good way for them to go.
That's a good way to do it. You know, we were able to go last year in Bluntstown, and we just had a great crowd down there. Had a wonderful time. We didn't win the ball game, but it's a great experience. So good luck to all the guys and the girls, and y'all drive careful and just have a good time. It's a memorable, lifetime memories right there with those young people.
It sure is, Wilson. We appreciate that.
We don't got time to talk about the days when you and I played. We'll talk about that another time, okay? All right, let's talk a little bit about some fishing and hunting. Well, how was the Thanksgiving down that way?
Well, our group hunting over there in around Tate Fell, we had a big time. The weather was beautiful, and we didn't have a whole lot of luck. And really, we don't know if any of the people who hunt around us didn't have a lot of luck either. I don't know. The deer just didn't seem to be moving very much for whatever reasons.
Well, was there a lot of sign?
Not really. The moon was real dark, and they just didn't seem to be moving. Yeah. I guess they knew it was opening weekend hunt season or something. Yeah.
What about did y'all? So nobody got much?
The kids killed a couple spikes, and stuff like that. But,
yeah.
The big bucks have not really shown up yet.
Okay. All right, what about the fishing scene down there around St. Joe Bay and Apalachicola Bay?
Well, I've got a person that fishes this St. Joe Bay religiously. It happens to be a woman, but she's really good. She's part of the Moore family over there. But she says the fish out here have just basically left the bay, and they've all gone up the intercoastal waterway in the canal.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't like to fish up there, but that's where the fish are. But I saw one of your pictures too. They catch a lot of whiting out here off the beach.
Yeah, we talk about that. That's just some of the best fishing in the wintertime, and most people just ignore it because we're thinking about the woods and all, but whiting fishing is excellent, starting about Thanksgiving on through January.
It is, and when you get a north wind, it's always calm over here off the beach too. So I mean, it's something really good to do, and you can get out the wind and the sun shining. It might be about 50, 60 degrees, but it feels a lot warmer than that.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Appalachian Bay, they catch a lot of white trout out in the bay, and of course the speckled trout and reds, they moved up in the creeks over there as well.
All right. Well, Blair, that sounds pretty good, buddy.
Hadn't heard anything much about freshwater.
Yeah. It should be good this weekend.
Could be.
Yeah. All right, listen, y'all have a good, safe trip down there to the state championship game, and good luck to all of y'all.
All right, Weston, thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. All right. It'll be an exciting time down in St. Joe. Panhandle football being represented this year in Orlando, so that's going to be a good time. Wish them good luck. Let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to say a special good morning to Joe Newton down at East Point. Lives right down there in the water and does a lot of fishing and grew up there in Alabama. Retired down at East Point. Joe, thank you for watching the show every morning, and good talking to you the other day. Now, we talked about the end of the year. We're going to put together, we do this every year, some of the best shows of the year. So I like some feedback from some of you folks that watch the show on a regular basis, some of your favorite shows we've had this past year. I know they're all good and all, but just try to, between, like all these media outlets, they try to do, the newspaper do the top stories of the year, and these other TV shows have the top shows. So we're going to try to do, again, we do this every year. So email me or call me and tell me, hey, Coach, I remember that show so-and-so, and that was one of my favorites. So we're going to recognize those shows and have them on again right at the end of the year. So that's we're looking forward to that. Also, yesterday we were talking about the old pass, and I wanted to, there's a movement that's been going on for quite some time to open up old pass, and Doug Lurie wrote a good email, and a lot of people, it seemed like it had died. They really were excited about it, and they had opened it one time before, as you know, and then it closed up in about a year, and people still want to get it open. Now, there's pros and cons, of course, on both sides, issues on both sides, but the biggest thing to me is the environmental impact, and it would just really open up and get some good waterway flowing through there. And I think the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages. The only negative things I've heard is that a lot of people are going to spill over into Crooked Island Sound, and that will be true. But let's look at this picture here. This, okay, on the far left of your screen there, of course, is the pass as we know it now. That was not the original pass. That was cut through in 1931 for the shipping channel to go into the paper mill. They had to start bringing these big boats. That's how the paper mill was able to get here. They needed a big channel. They got a big government. Government spent money back then to help out. So they dug that big channel there on the left. And the original pass is about right there in the middle of your screen. It's sort of, and to the right is, of course, Crooked Island Sound. And you can see, if I go right here in the middle of the screen, that's about where they're going to cut it. So that's a natural flow to go through there, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to it, and it will help things out because that's stagnant water. All this water around the Panhandle golf course and all, that's all right there in the center of the screen again. That's a lot of stagnant water, especially July and August. There's not a lot of movement in there. And that would really, but they got to jet it up. And the bottom line, is get this BP money. And there's just, it's amazing the amount of BP money out there. But what's really more amazing is some of the projects they're doing, and some crazy stuff that all these towns and cities are writing requests for. It's just crazy. But this is really this is what the money should be used for right here, our waterfront right here for the enrichment of our environmental area, and that was ideal for BP regulation. So anyway, keep that in mind. Okay, let's take a quick break, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I want to remind you now, this Friday afternoon from 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock at Sunjammers, I'll be down there on a book signing in St. Andrews. And if you haven't had a book, I'll be glad to autograph a personally book to you or anyone that you want to give it to as a gift. And also, we're going to have some free book covers. I got a whole stack of covers I ordered extra in case you get coffee, you spill coffee. A lady told me one time she spilled coffee on hers, and and I gave her a new book cover. So if you want to just come by and get a free book cover, or just come by and chat for a few minutes, that's an excellent place. You can relax in that area. It's really, really nice. And just check out Sunjammers. The whole building there is really nice. Now let's get ready for some pictures. I really this is good. I'm gonna start right here with a quick email from Carolyn Poole. I'm gonna actually. I'll read it to you real quick. She just said, "Good morning, Winston. I just want to say that I really enjoyed your program with Matt Smith this morning. He's very knowledgeable about saltwater fishing, which is my next project to get serious about. Have a wonderful day." That's from Carolyn Poole. Appreciate that feedback, Carolyn. All right, now pictures. Check out this. This is another big buck by a young girl. This is a Calhoun County buck. I was so pleased with this. This is Caitlin Rogers. She's a granddaughter. Caitlin Rogers, granddaughter of Byron Rogers, who used to be the St. Joe Company, and Caitlin plays. She's on our golf team at Mosley, and she's a little sophomore. She's a really good hunter. That is a nice buck, and I got excited because I'm gonna go back to the two biggest bucks killed during Thanksgiving. I'm gonna show you this other one. This is going Courtney Booby from Bozeman. She got this one. I showed this the other day. This over at Steelfield in the western part of Bay County. So that's the two biggest bucks taken during Thanksgiving holidays have been by two young ladies. Okay, I always every now and then come up with something I see that really hits home with a lot of folks, and this is true this Christmas season. I think as you grow older, your Christmas list gets smaller, and the things you really want for the holidays can't be bought. I think a lot of y'all can identify with that. Okay, a lot of us can identify with that maybe. Check out this, Mr. and Mrs. Perry Brown. Perry used to be a football coach at Mosley, and they got on Thanksgiving Day, both of them got bucks. Good job. I really pleased to see that. That's and also listen, she wasn't that satisfied. She went and got her own. The next day, she ended up getting 2 bucks over Thanksgiving. Perry only got 1. So, Perry, you got some. She's gonna have the bragging rights until you can outdo that. When your wife gets 2 bucks and you only get 1 for Thanksgiving, I don't know about that. All right, now we're gonna get ready. I got a little video. The morning, Thanksgiving night, we went down to the Cape. Got up that next morning. Normally we're hunting fish, but we had to run into town. So running into town on the Cape, lo and behold, we see 2 wild hogs. And I tell you right where they're located. They were located on the curves there where the Eglin radar base is. And I looked at them. I saw a car pull off the side of the road. I thought, something got hit. And it was 2 wild hogs. So we just pulled out the camera. It's fascinating. And we got within 10 feet of them. I could almost hit them with a baseball bat. But we got to watch them root hog. And what's amazing is, what in the world these hogs live on that sandy point is beyond me. I don't know how they live, but you're going to be fascinated just watching these hogs and the behavior of them. They're right beside the road there. We just pulled over and filmed for about 2 minutes. So, Jeff, let's roll this video. Oh, welcome back. It's amazing what those hogs do. You know, they're intelligent animals, and those look fairly healthy. But I could have shot them. I almost could have reached down and got them. I don't think they have this fear of man on the roadways, and they really don't have a lot of fear of man because they stay there. A lot of folks stopped by and looked at them and all. But anyway, always have your camera ready and camera with you. Let's look at our fishing game time for today. This is brought to us by Mark Cowart of Edgewater Beach Realty. Mark's number is 832-6000. And good to see Michael is doing better and also helping run the outdoor ed class over there at North Bay Haven, I understand. All right, the times we're looking at 10:05 to 12:05. And this evening, that's right in the middle of the day today, and this evening from 10:18 to 12:18. Okay? Now, I was looking, I do a lot of stuff. I don't know if you noticed, I do a lot of stuff on iPad. I noticed the local news anchors are using iPads now, so I guess Panhandle Outdoors set the trend on iPad use. Of course, now theirs are not mine's camouflage and theirs are not, but this has really been real handy. And all the pictures I show you, they go through here, and the Google map and everything goes through this iPad. It's just been a godsend as far as our show. I know when I first started doing the pictures and all, y'all would email them to me, and then we'd run them off on our printer. And we were going through cartridges right and left. At Office Depot, they knew me by first name. I'd come in and get another cartridge. But I think this almost paid for itself by the cartridges I didn't have to buy in reprinting those pictures. So glad to see that folks are doing that. Season dates. Now everybody gets confused on the season. I'm going to go over them again, and we're going to do it on a regular basis because it is sort of confusing this year with that D1 and D2 out here. So we want to talk about muzzle loading in Zone D. We're in Zone D right up here, Zone D. Zone D muzzle loading. Okay, it's going to open up December the 6th and run through December the 12th. Okay, right around, on Saturday, December 6th through 12th. Then it'll open back up in February 23rd. All right, General Gun now, of course, it's closed now, but it's going to open up again on December the 13th. And it'll run all the way through February 22nd. And here's where people are going to get confused. Okay, we're in D1. D1 now is the bottom part. The bottom part right here, and D2 is the top part, north of I-10. Okay, D1, the antlerless deer, is December the 27th through 28th. But D2, north of I-10, is open up this weekend. Antlerless deer, December the 6th and 7th. Okay, and we don't have it on south of the interstate. All right, then again on 20th and 21st, and then the 27th and 28th. That's like 2 consecutive weekends there. All right. And everything else, quail and bobcat, they're all open now. Quail, in case you're hunting a bobcat. All right. Now, let's look at I've got this. I got about 6 pages here. This is really fascinating. I got it from FWC. This is they're fish biologists that have done a 3-year study on fish attractants. Now, of course, I'm not going to read it to you. I've highlighted and highlight the different points of it. It's fascinating. I'm going to talk about it with my class today also. But they're talking about attracting fish, what attracts them and all. A lot of us, especially with ponds and little areas that we can control ourselves, we drop trees off in there, and some people throw any kind of structure. We always talk about structure, how important it is. And I can see right now I'm not going to finish, but I'll get started on it. The typical, and these biologists do the same thing. They used a cluster of hardwood trees and anchored them with cinder blocks. And they've done this in state waters, state constructed. And the biggest thing of what they found out, they've done some studies on this 3-year study, the evergreen trees, materials like evergreen trees, wooden pallets, gravel, concrete blocks, car tires, and all that. They've used all different forms of fish structure. And what they find out, the early data shows, of course, things we pretty well know. The evergreen trees did not last as long as the hardwood trees, and pretty well figured that out. And then environmental concerns about throwing tires. I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised they did that. They should have known that. Throw those tires in the water because the environment is just not healthy. And then the concrete blocks, they're concerned with navigational issues, so they were sort of holding back on that. But you understand what happens. You get the algae. We throw the stuff out there in the water. The algae starts growing. The little fish start feeding on the algae. The little larger fish will feed on the little fish, and that's the food chain that. And finally you get to the big fish, and that's, if you have just sand out there, you have nothing for the algae to grow on. So that's the reason for fish attractors. And they went on and talked about, they started using plastic. This was interesting. They're using plastic fish attractors, how that's affecting them, and what's happening is fascinating on this, again, a 3-year study, and about 3 or 4 more pages on it, what they have found out, because just on the cost of it. But I'm just going to introduce it to you today, and we'll finish up on it tomorrow and tell you what these plastic fish attractors have proved to these scientists, these fish biologists. Okay, also tomorrow now, be Friday, we'll have the famous Friday fishing forecast, and we'll be giving away a big red snapper and a $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock, and also a famous fishing forecast. And we're going to talk a lot about, a lot of folks are really having good luck this past week surf fishing. We're going to talk about some of the really good places to go surf fishing tomorrow and show you where to go there. But we're going to start wrapping it up today. And don't forget to send in those what you think the top shows of the year have been, and we'll get the feedback on that. Okay? As always, we want to thank God for this beautiful sunsets and those hungry fish. And I want to ask you to do something good for someone else today, and you have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.